It's Lando here, and I'm joined today by my trainer, John, and today we're going to be talking about the importance of mental health. John, can you explain your day-to-day role with how you work with me?
I would say my day-to-day role helping you is taking care of everything with regards to your physical preparation, how you turn up to the track.
Yep.
And also when we need to help each other out emotionally, physically, mentally, just helping putting strategies in place to help you be in the best place possible when you turn up for a race weekend. Would you agree with that?
I agree with that.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
What would you say are some of the mental health challenges that you face across the season?
I probably have some away from track and I have ones that are at track.
Yeah.
So some will be based upon, like the obvious ones, performance. I hate losing.
Yeah.
A lot.
I've noticed.
And it's not just like, I'm a bit sad or, it's like, it can affect me through weeks if I have a bad run of results or I'm struggling in qualifying or races. And then also just when I'm at home, a lot goes through my head all the time. I overthink things. So,
Well, especially when you're on your own, it kind of manifests itself, doesn't it?
Yeah. The performance and the personal side, I guess there's the two aspects, but those are the things I probably suffer with the most.
Yeah. Do you have things that you revert to, like strategies that you have in place, like stuff that we spoke about in the past or with the people that we work with?
I think the easiest one is with the performance side of it. I'm either here or I'm at the factory or I'm around people that know about racing, so it's easy to kind of
express your concerns.
Talk about it in like a subtle way, and then it kind of, you overcome it. And you're always trying to improve. So if it's something about where I'm slow or struggling to understand things or get quicker in certain ways, then a few days later I'll be on the simulator or I'll be with Will and Jose or I'll be with my engineers. So there's always things which almost like cover it. At home it's not as easy. It's probably more just hanging out with my friends and things like that. That's probably the best thing.
Yeah.
Because it's not always something I would say I'd talk about, because I don't think it's easy for anyone to talk about or no one naturally wants to talk about it. But it takes my mind off it.
Yeah.
So, if I'm just chilling with my friends, we're going to do things, go out on the water or go play golf.
Something to detach from the situation.
Just something to take your mind away from it.
Yeah. And then what about things off of tracks? Obviously, you speak a lot about, your actual performance over a race weekend, those things stick in your mind. Are there things off track but associated to F1? Like, for example, I know things come to my mind of like pressure points that can build up that have nothing to do with racing. Like, for example, the pressure that comes from so many people looking in, inside the team, out and outside the team. Everyone's got a platform to have an opinion now as well.
Yeah.
Like, I know that I would feel like I feel that for you when I'm with you over a race week. I know, I'm a considerate and caring person.
One of the biggest things is like just social media. I mean, you're in front of TV, in front of cameras, you're doing interviews all the time. You say one thing wrong or like in a way that you think is all right, but then someone else interprets it differently or just thinks of it in a different way. Like, I would never want to...
You don't have
ever say something which I feel like is against someone in any way.
Yeah.
I'm just either saying a fact which people hate or I'm just giving my opinion, which, not everyone wants to agree with nowadays, or which don't have to agree with. But the fact that then people think I have like an intent behind it or a bad intent behind it, like I feel like for anyone who knows me, I would never mean something like that.
Yeah.
So when I see it, and then, I see comments, like I still read it all. I'm just much better at dealing with it now than what I was maybe a few years ago. Like a few years ago, 2019, 2020, there was so much going on. My first year in Formula One, I was always on social media.
You're telling me you don't go on social media now?
No, I use it just a lot less than what I did. But at the same time, like, I just see it differently. I care about what I do, but I care less about certain people's opinions. Like, that's almost what you got to do. The people who are close to me and around me that know me, I respect their opinion a lot more than I respect someone else's who knows nothing about me and doesn't know about what we do and how we do things and intents behind things. So.
I think you touched on a really good point there, and I know that we've had discussions about this as a group in the past.
Yeah.
In that not everyone's ever going to agree with you, and just like core personality types, there's always going to be a section of personality types that won't agree with your approach to something.
Yeah.
And when you're operating on a world stage, that exposes you to millions of people that will see things differently to you. I think at times that can conjure up like self-doubt and make you question, am I actually that person they're saying I am? Are there things about myself that I can reflect on and improve to help prevent those things? The process of self-reflection and fundamentally understanding who you want to be as a core person helps you navigate that But like you say, sometimes the best thing is to actually just try and remove yourself from it and,
Yes,
and relying
definitely.
on your close-knit group, your family, to help keep you grounded and on track with who you want to be and what you want to be. The self-doubt that the external comments create don't
I think
proliferate.
they always try to paint a picture of what they see.
Yeah.
So when you think of the picture they try and paint, then you think of that, like, is that really how I come
really me?
across?
Yeah.
Is that really what I say? But just because I'm not as good as that, comparing to other people that saying things or meaning things, then it doesn't mean like I've commented that way, but that's just how people see it. I guess just always having that reminder is a very good thing that brings you back to where you should be. But it's just easy to drift away, and I feel like I do that quite often.
Yeah. What would you say are the most effective things that you do or I help you with to prepare mentally as a racing driver? Like, are there certain things that you do every week and consistently, or?
The most important one, which I've never been great at, is sleep.
I can definitely support that.
Like just having correct bedtimes, getting enough sleep in, and not just one night before I come to the track or whatever, but days leading up to it. Sleep is probably the easiest one, the one that people talk about the most.
And means the most to you.
And I guess now I'm at a point where I also realize when I haven't slept enough, what I feel versus when I have slept enough. And maybe a few years ago I couldn't. Also just nutrition.
I'll give myself a pat on the back for that one.
Thank you, John. Nutrition. I mean, you probably remember when you joined me back in 2015?
14, 15? Yeah.
I never used to eat.
Nothing.
I mean, I still don't eat a lot of it. My nutrition was
bananas.
Yeah, very
apricots.
limited. And I was tiny, but obviously now I'm grown up. And nutrition, especially like when I'm home alone, making sure I'm on top of all of that, getting good meals in, all of those simple things, again, very important. So just having all the things that your body needs to work properly.
Yeah.
So those are probably the things I would say you've almost helped the most in.
Oh, thank you. But I think fundamentally, like you say, that applies to everyone. You notice now even with the team, there's a lot of resource in place to help everyone help themselves and do better with that. With the introduction of like a team psychologist and a psychiatrist resources, a lot around like sleep seminars to help with like jet lag strategies. Obviously that was very prevalent in the last couple of weeks with the journeys we've been doing across Asia. So it's definitely something that you can see everyone's starting to value more, maybe because you've led the way in the team.
I don't know. So after this, as a kind of a conclusion for everyone, what would you say is the most simple, obvious things that people can do to help themselves?
Like you touched on earlier, just speaking to someone to help offload what you're feeling and allow someone to help you. One thing I really like here is that we have mental first aiders within the team, so it gives you a clear avenue for someone you can definitely feel vulnerable with and speak with in confidence.
Yeah.
But obviously, on a personal level, having someone around you or people around you to just feel comfortable speaking to, because they'll just help you organise your thoughts and emotionally support you and help you with whatever issue you're facing. So that's what I would personally advise, because that's what I do, and that's what I think we do as a group. And what advice would you have?
So I think the advice I would give to someone who's struggling with mental health, best thing I would say is to find the people who kind of comfort you and support you the most. I would say almost start with your friends, and then once you kind of get more confidence about it, maybe then go mental health first aider, things like that, you maybe know more about it. But for me, the best thing is to kind of go to your friends and family first. That's always the best way of doing it. Yeah,
I would agree.
I feel like we've tried to cover it in a simple way, kind of the best things that will help people, what we speak about.
As well.
But it's not an easy thing, so it's hard to kind of explain everything and bring all the descriptions into it. We wish you all the best, and if you ever need anything, feel free to click the link in the descriptions, which will lead you on to start that step of your journey to becoming, I don't know, happier, more fun, whatever it's going to be. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.